segment is sponsored by the Potawatomi Zoo.
Check it out. It's a wild Wednesday. Josh, you brought some friends from the Potawatomi Zoo.
I did. I brought two friends.
Two friends, the bird kind and the human kind.
I did. So, joining us today is Amanda Bronson-Cruz. She's our new education curator at the zoo. She's been with the zoo for a while, but she just got promoted into this position. And then she has brought Betty, our red-tailed hawk, who's one of our rehab ambassador birds. So
rehab birds. So talk a little bit about that. We've mentioned it before here on Hometown Living, but you have really done some incredible work with some of the rehab birds.
You know, as part of being an accredited zoo, we're really about the sustainability of species. So a lot of our animals are part of breeding programs. So we're not really, when you look at a sanctuary versus a zoo, that's kind of the difference. But there are a few animals that we will take in like a sanctuary would. So a lot of our birds have probably been either hit by cars, been caught in power lines, so our owls. But it's great because we're able to give them a life, and then they get to, you know, be ambassadors for their species. So it gives us an opportunity to take them out for education programs, get to teach kids about hawks and everything, and then it gives these guys another chance at life. So
and Betty is doing an incredible job.
Oh, she's
you know,
good.
she's a professional. She is definitely a professional. She is the star of the show today. But I think it's also when you have these ambassador animals, when you're working with adults and kids, it's that respect between the animals and the humans. You know, why is that so important to continue to expose even kids and adults to some of these animals and build that education conservation piece?
Well, I think, I mean, when you look outside, you go all the time, you see a hawk flying through the sky. I just, you know, sometimes we take it for granted, I think. And when you're able to talk about Betty and what she's been through and just maybe some of the changes we can make in our lives to maybe help protect these, whether it's, you know, pesticides with the bald eagle and why they went almost extinct, you know, they tell a story. And like I said, just even having this experience with Betty Hawk, when you're outside next time and you see a hawk, you're going to remember this hawk that you met. And it just makes more of a connection.
She sure is beautiful. And talking about that education piece, Amanda, that's one of the big reasons why you're joining us here on Hometown Living this morning, because the zoo has some incredible classes and camps and just so much to talk about at the zoo. Tell us.
So our camps for the summer just opened for everyone to sign up, and we have 3 different age groups, with each age group having different topics. And so for about 9 weeks we can have lots of kids running around the zoo learning about animals. And then we also have our spring classes are open, so they happen usually on Saturdays, and we have different topics, different age groups. We have things for people from 0 to 2 on up through seniors. We have strolls where seniors can come and walk around the zoo. We have a story time. We have adult classes, kids classes, zoo snoozes. We have everybody, anyone can come and enjoy an education program at the zoo.
And there's a spring break camp coming up.
Yes.
Did you mention that already? If not, because that's going to be probably coming up even quicker than the summer.
Coming in April. So our spring break camp is Wake Up It's Spring. We'll talk about all the changes animals go through as they get ready for the warmer weather. And it is for 6 to 9. And it will be the week of spring break for South Bend Community Schools, so the first week in April.
And I'm sure you've had so many, both of you, success stories interacting with some of these kids and seeing just their eyes light up with the more that they learn. Yeah. I mean, it's a great opportunity for your kids to have something to do, but they're walking away with so much more than just busy work for the day. You know, what are some of those success stories that you've seen and witnessed from, you know, the little ones all the way through?
So we have a camp it's called Wet and Wild, and it's about aquatic ecosystems, and we're talking about wetlands. And one little boy went home and his parents are building a house, and he was grilling them about what kind of efforts they were making to keep their house sustainable and how all of this, and it was really awesome. The parents were a little surprised about how much that he got after them, but it was really good that he was only 7.
And
he
had that
concerned about that already.
Conservation expert. I mean, Josh, we were able to see on the screen some of the classroom spaces.
Yeah,
the zoo has gone through a lot of renovations that we can often see as we're walking around the zoo, but some of those, you know, if you're not taking one of the classes, you don't get to see that. But why is it so important to invest in these education spaces?
Well, we had a record-breaking year last year. We reached over 59,000 kids, believe it or not, and at least a little over 40,000 of those kids were just through grants. And I mean, we have a great community that gives us a lot of donations for these programs. But again, when we talk about our mission, education and conservation, this is what it's all about. So not only are you just getting to come to the zoo, but a lot of these kids don't get that one-on-one connection. And so it's just great that they can work with Amanda and be in that classroom, and it just takes that mission just a little bit further than just a visit to the zoo. So
we love all that you do at the Potawatomi Zoo. Amanda, Josh, and Betty, Thanks for being with us this morning. We want to make sure that you get some more information to start signing up for these camps and classes because, of course, that spring break opportunity is coming up in just a few weeks. So give them a call, 574-235-9800, PotawatomiZoo.org, or you can follow them on Facebook as well.